Okay, Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Southern California and the newly named Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Here we go. Wait, man, that's trash.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Here we go. 180.
Here's the second year back from Southern Miss, Ito Smith. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
Here we go.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this day, has got to be priority one.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
White now to return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10.
Let's go. 95.
Play action. It's Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. Got a man complete. It's Chris Hogan. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
What? 215. 53
at the mic. Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Bang out. Bam.
From the 31, Wilson. Green with a catch left side. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And now it's 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And it's complete. Henry. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now Wilson. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal.
Gun.
Don't let him breathe. Play outside deep. Don't let him breathe, defense.
One left.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
And Bryant's kick is good. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
The Pro Bowler, Muhammad Wilkerson, brings him down.
It's 3rd and 7.
Push the team.
Let's get it together, D.
Alert.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Lorenzo Alexander wreaking the defensive havoc. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Like 80.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. A tackle made by Todd Davis.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Garoppolo nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. On the return, it's White. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this off.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They'll come out in the pistol. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now Gurley. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Todd Gurley. His 6th touchdown of the season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up first and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they're able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Just like that. White. Go ahead.
Now Garoppolo. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Garoppolo on first down. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 34-yard line.
Here we go. 11.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. He's got Njoku over the middle. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 40.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Lindsey. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the Chargers' 42-yard line.
Here we go. 180.
Check. Watch 54. Man, I got you.
Staying on the ground. This time it's Smith. And he gets it down to the 32. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Here we go. 180.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
They'll try and run forward with Smith. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
On to try the field goal now, Phil Dawson. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. Dawson's kick is up and through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. It's caught left side by John Brown. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
21.
I got you. 51, Mike 51. Better bring it.
On first down, Garoppolo. Looking sideline, incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And it's second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Screen pass to Lindsey. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
First and goal, Denver.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got it first and goal at the 7.
Omaha.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nick Perry gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. They'll try again on second and goal after going backwards to the 12. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And now Garoppolo lost the football and picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. On the left side, a catch by White. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. The Chargers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, Wilson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Lorenzo Alexander picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded just inside the 30. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you to... And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Gurley. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Gurley again here on first down. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Throw left side on target to Thielen. It's a loss of 2, now third down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Pro Bowler C.J. Mosley, the Ravens' leading tackler last year, up to make the stop. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10. It's complete to Brown, right side. A huge play there for Denver. 43 yards.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed.
Check 15, check 15.
Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. Out to his left. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Green's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. Well, that's one of the drawbacks of running the RPO. If those linemen go into run block mode, you can't throw it if they're more than a yard downfield.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to check.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... He's got a man, complete. A gain of right around 30 on a play that began way back inside the 5. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down. They run. It's Gurley. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Well, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 35-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They run the draw play. This is White. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Wilson. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Man open left side is Brown. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
Check 53's Mike. We got to get the ball,
On 1st down, it's Gurley. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
Throw left side complete. That's Brown. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Garoppolo now. This is the tight end, Njoku. 7 yards there and a first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll get their receiver involved here. It's Brown. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
Here we go.
Mike 51. Mike 51. Here we go.
On play action. Now Garoppolo. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
To throw is Garoppolo. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a play is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Gurley. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Open man is Thielen, it's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the toss, it's Gurley. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now it's Wilson. Flush to his right. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Rolling to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Go.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
You ain't got nothing. Kill. 11.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
I got you. 54's Mike.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And he comes back with one complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this.
Keep it up, guys.
Hey, gun. Move.
Hey, one set. Check.
They'll run with Lindsey. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Here we go.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. First and goal. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here.
65.
There's Garoppolo to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking to get it to Phillip Lindsay there, but now it's third and goal. Back-to-back great plays defensively. You get the sack on first and goal. A great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at third and goal from further back than when they started.
And the really good play callers look ahead and down and distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on third and goal.
21.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. They'll find Lindsey here. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
21. Hey, Orvin.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the fourth down pass attempt. And the Charger defense stands tall and they get the football back. Victory formation, time for the Chargers. They take a knee. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3